things of that nature shouldn't interfere with our common cause is what we feel.
Amen.
And you know, I like to thank Aunt Burns. She really helped me out. My Uncle D Wade, he gave me an opportunity as well. So, you know, like what I'm saying is that we have to we have a certain amount of accountability as adult men and women in this community to, you know, make sure the next generation could carry on and, you know, be productive out here without falling into some of the pitfalls that we have fell into, or some of us have fell into throughout the course of our lives, you know. And you know, with that being said, I would like to ask everybody to, you know, bring their attention to Ezekiel 3, verse 18. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you know it. Most of my brothers know it. And it says that when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, or give him no warning, or warn the wicked of his own wicked ways to save his life, that same wicked man shall die in his own iniquity, and our blood will require our hand. Now, we would say something like, well, me and my brothers know this is the knowledge born free. What is it if a person does not perform his duties as a man in the community? What shall we have? He shall be beaten with many stripes. So, you know, we have a certain amount of responsibility that we have to address. And come on in, have a seat. And before I go on any further, let me just introduce who we are. We are the nation of gods and earths, and in your area, and our cause. Our culture has been around. It doesn't have a beginning, or doesn't have an end. It's been in sacred times. However, in 1964, a man who we regard as our father-in-law started a culture teaching us an identity of self, various different, inspired in various different ways, musically. Some cleaned us up from drug addiction. Prime example, back in the 80s, back in the 80s, you know, everybody had an African name at one time. Everybody did Kareem, this one, Shaheen, that one, that one. So, but what happened, unfortunately, is there's a lot of kids born with these names and no one to cultivate them, to bring them and raise them in that light. So, as a result, what happened was we have a whole generation of people with African names but European brains. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so we just, you know, pretty much are, just like I said, individuals who want to make connection with the community and strive to get to these youth. These are the ones that's important, these kids right here. Not that the grown-ups ain't important, but I don't like to deal with a lot of people that know everything. I want to deal with people that are still teachable, you know what I'm saying? And that's who our goal is, and that's what our job is, to teach the babies, the youth. You understand what I'm saying? So, there's another thing that I find a little bit disturbing in our community is that you know, instead of dealing with things proactively, meaning like having meetings like this and trying to do things while things are calm. Like right now, you know, things are calm. I'm sure there's something going on in the world that nothing directly affecting none of us, it doesn't seem like. And thank goodness for that. But I like to deal with things in that time frame and not wait till always something happens and everybody want to uproar. You know, I watch my aunt march all the time, always taking a stand, always doing that. And you know, it's time for us as black men and women and children to step up and do this and get involved and not just sit around and wait for our burn or other leaders in the community to do. We have to get behind them. You know what I'm saying? It's a collective job, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much my reason for being here today and all that stuff. And like I was saying before, and I'm gonna finish pretty soon, real quick, is that, and forgive me if I'm a little slow with my delivery, because I'm going through a little medical condition, and
Take your time.
you know, I'm healing.
You're doing well.
I'm all right, you know what I'm saying?
You're
So,
doing well.
I'm doing all right. Yeah,
Take
I'm
your
doing all right.
time.
So, like I'm saying, like there's another thing that's a little disturbing to me is that unfortunately, like when we lose a relative or something, unfortunately, it's inevitable. We're all going to transition. And you see, we always got to resort to the family service, the GoFundMe, this, and this. Instead of having something already established to handle that, you know, while we're here on earth and we got the capabilities to do whatever we need to do to prepare for these things, we're not doing it. What else are we doing with our funding? Or we're not utilizing our funding in a constructive way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, on that note, you know, I had to ask one of my friends, Michelle Soto, that I knew all my life, just to come up and drive that point home about the importance of life insurance. So if you don't mind, I would like to ask Michelle to come up and give us a little bit. You can sit here.
You can stand up. Growing up, we weren't taught finances. We weren't taught about life insurance. We all grew up together, most of us. There's different times. There's whole life, there's term. But the reality of it is, you gotta be able to turn around and take care of your children when you're gone. You don't want your family fighting with something that's rightfully yours. Right now, as most of you know, I lost my husband in January. His children and I are still going through a process trying to get his life insurance, and they put you through it. The company that I work for is called Primerica. They work with National Benefit Life. You literally, you submit your death certificate, your family gets a check within a week. It's not literally booklets of papers that have to be filled out. It's affordable. If you don't have health insurance, or not health insurance, life insurance for your family when you're gone, they are gonna have to do a GoFundMe. They're gonna have to do a loan. I have a friend whose mother's ashes are sitting in the funeral home because she's making payments. Don't do that to your family. It's heart-ripping. It's affordable. Like I said, you could get a quick quote. They'll let you know. You pay it monthly. You name your beneficiary. Make sure, I don't care if you get it with me or not, make sure your beneficiaries are listed. If you have children, you have stepchildren, you want to list who's getting what. Some people pay $50 a month just to be able to turn around and get $50,000. The way my coach teaches it is you're buying money to help your family after you're gone. You don't want them worrying about your debt. You don't want them worrying about burying you. You don't want them worrying about, do I have to move? My friend Pat right now has to move out of his home because he didn't have life insurance with his wife. His wife was a nurse. She never even thought to put him on the policy. So now he's losing his home because of a simple mistake not adding somebody to something. Your children, it pays their college funds. It protects them. It's important. There's a thing called whole life. Everybody and their mother thinks this is the best thing in the world. Why? Because the way they present it to you is you're getting your life insurance and you're getting a savings account. No, you're not. You're getting a life insurance policy, say for $300,000. If your savings in that investment is only up to $100,000, your family's only getting the difference between the two. They're keeping the other portion. They're not getting $600,000 in a policy. Oh, mom put away $300. I got $300. I'm lovely. No, you're not getting both. So these are questions that any life insurance agency that you go to and you talk to, you want to know in black and white what's what. The company I work for, instead of being like, okay, we're going to give you a savings, no, we're going to tell you, go invest that. Go get an IRA. Go get a Roth IRA. Invest so that goes to your family. Everybody here has kids, and most of you guys have grandkids. You want to make sure they're taken care of. Like I said, it's not expensive. A lot of you have health issues. Some places will deny you. I got denied from my own company. Cool, no problem. I went and found another person that could work with me so that I could get people that are uninsurable insured. Because it's that important. I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, I'm a sister, the whole 9 yards. The reality of it is I want to be able to leave my kids something and my grandkids something. You know, it's just, I don't want them to struggle. I don't want them to have to fight for something I already paid for. And that's what's going on. So many people are fighting for something that's theirs. Other people you got your phone insurance, you got your car insurance. Don't forget your renter's insurance. Because guess what? A lot of us don't own homes. But when you don't have that renter's insurance and something happens, you're losing everything. They don't care. Red Cross will show up and give you $600 here, figure it out. That's reality. So take the time, do the homework. You have questions, I'll help you. Like I said, it will ask you all the questions. It'll tell you at the end whether you're approved or not. It'll tell you if you have to get a medical check. But at the same time, for $50, for $75, if you're not getting life insurance, invest it.
Next, I'm gonna ask my brother Messiah to come on up and talk about, he's active into the community, social programs, you know.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone.
Together.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, young men. Excuse my fucking name. My name is Robert Johnson. I'm originally from here, from Huntington. Grew up here, born and raised. I now live in Wyandanch. So community, I do a lot of community entities, trunk or treat, whatever you think of, I do it. With that being said, I just want to touch on, he said, we got to create, I was never told I could be a boss. I was never told, only thing I was told was either I'm going to get a job or go to the armed services. I never was told I could be a boss. Y'all have advantages that we didn't have. And we do have to create financial wealth. And us men, we got to step up out here. You know, these guys calling themselves YNs, that's not even appropriate, because that's not what y'all are. First of all, y'all are not YNs. Let me just go to my notes a little bit and touch on the first few things. Miss Bernadette, the 80s, we grew up in the 80s when things was rough. A lot of y'all don't know, that's when that drug hit in and it tore our black communities apart and they rebuilt it. That was my savior right there one time. I'm standing on 2nd Street, doing what I do. Police ran down on me. She came out and they had me face down on the ground in the mud, me and Poppy. She came out and got involved and made them get us up off the ground and treat us respectfully. We gotta do that with each other. And we gotta stand by this sister too. She's got a lot going on. I've been to several events and I don't see us, I see her. Us men, we gotta stand with her. And we gotta hold these politicians to task. Because there's a lot of things that we deserve and that we should get because we helped build this town. We were here. So we gotta stand up with her, with these women, because the women right now, even in Wyandanch, is controlling. But we have a men's group that we just established in Wyandanch, a group of men, and we carrying, we standing up, and we helping the youth. Everybody don't go to college. So we have to make workforce development for y'all. Because there's a lot of kids, I got a list in my office in Wyandanch of 25 kids that graduated and don't have nothing. They don't have no job skills. Some don't know how to fill out applications. We're gonna have to go through a whole process to help these kids, man. To tie a tie. We had a tie class. Etiquette. Like some of them I have to get deep, like, okay, I know you smoke weed, but you can't smoke weed at work. You gotta understand that it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And you have to stay in control of yourself with that. And I ain't gonna lie, I participate in a little marijuana smoking myself. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. But I do not smell like weed at work, and I do not smoke weed at work. When I come home, that is my comfort. Some people come home, have a glass of wine. I'll come home and twist one. It helps, what does he say? Bring me down and bring me back to reality. Men, I'm mainly talking to us, man. We gotta, cause I wanna come back home. I mean, I do work in Wyandanch, but I wanna do work here too, cause this is where I'm from. So, right now we just did a composite class with Farmingdale College where we're doing a drone flying class. We're doing several certifications. So with the certifications, at the end of the week, we're looking for a location here to do the class in Huntington. At the end of 5 days, it's an 8-hour class. 4 days out of the week, you get a $400 stipend. You get a check for $400 at the end of the class. And not only do you get the check, you leave with certifications. Certifications is important. You don't have to go to college to be great. You can get certifications. You can be nice with your hands. You can play music. Five Towns College, like my daughter, she's 16. She's going to visit Five Town College because she's into music. Don't think that there's nothing that you can't do. Don't set no limitations on yourself, young men. Y'all can be all you can. Don't ever think that there's nothing. And even Obama showed that. We can even be a president now. So I want y'all to just, you got all of us. I'm going to leave my number, my information. I didn't bring any cards. I want to be a role model, a mentor, a question answerer. If any young man, because that's what I do in Wyandanch. I'm in the park. I'm everywhere the kids are. Because if you really want to get to the kids, you got to go down where they are. We can't sit by, we can ride by and talk about the problems all we want, but we have to become solution-based. We got to have the answers to the problems, because we all know the problems from crime. We got to stand up for crime. Like, I've gotten out of my car personally and stopped fights. Like, yo, do you really understand why you fighting? And a lot of times they don't. And it's not just the boys, the girls too, you know? So they invited me to speak to y'all, man. I'm always gonna wanna come home and help. What Michelle said is the health insurance. I've been back and forth for health insurance. I've finally been on my job for a while it comes right out my check and I don't even miss it. So, and I'm glad for that. Like, I don't wanna be a GoFundMe. That's just not, you know? But what y'all also gotta remember too, all of us got some trauma in our life. We all been through something to tear us up. We got a lot of mental health. We got a lot of homelessness. We got a lot of drug abuse going on in our communities. But don't look down on those people, because those people is our people. Yeah. So, you know, even I'll even take a minute. Dude asked me for $1 at the store. He gonna get this $1, but he gonna get some information and some knowledge to go with it. Because you're not just gonna get my $1 for nothing. Information is free. We cannot be afraid to talk to these youth. You cannot be deterred from talking to the youth. No matter what you say, you might say something that sparks something. But if you don't take the opportunity to give them a break and talk to them, you'll never know. You know, so with that, I'm just gonna clear it up, because a lot of people here think they have me out here.
Alright, that was peace. So, to keep it in line with that mental health issue and other factors of health, I want to ask my brother Supreme Intelligence to come up here and you know, share a little bit of his wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Peace. Peace. Thanks a lot for asking me to come out, Prince, and share my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on mental and physical health. Thanks for the pastor for allowing us this forum to be here today. Thanks for the young lady who read that scripture. I really got a lot out of it. Thank you, Michelle, for your heartfelt information on life insurance, because there's a lot of things going on in my life. Like last night, my sister-in-law had an aneurysm, and she's in the hospital. Her head is swelling. They don't know if she's gonna wake up. And I've got a cousin in Brooklyn. He's in the hospital. I was just in a car accident 2 weeks ago. The truck ran into the back of me. My back is killing me. I can hardly sleep. Yeah, mental health. Oh, and thanks for talking about Mr. Clarence 13X Smith, our father Allah. I'm forever all praises is due.
Indeed.
I thank him because as a young youth, I grew up with depression, low self-esteem, born with a lazy eye. Tall, was always skinny. I gained some weight, trying to lose it, because now I'm pre-diabetic, cholesterol's. But, you know, yeah, so I'm going through some things, and I was trying to get out of this doing this service, this commitment to the community, because of all the things that I'm going through. But Prince said, Preem, you grew up with us. I want you to be there. I want you to speak. Because I was going to get a brother from Bayshore who I grew up with. His name is Bilal Allah. I used to go to school in Uniondale in a school called Northern Parkway Elementary School. My brother Bilal is now the principal of that elementary school. But yeah, we are, like he said, the nation of gods and earths. I know that sounds foreign to a lot of us sitting in the audience. You probably never heard of us. But we are, we're a group that, when I was young, I received this knowledge. I was slow in school, I got left back. When I got this knowledge of myself, I was on the honor roll. I wound up graduating from high school. I was in the South Huntington School District, got in some trouble, got arrested at a young age, caught a felony. Well, I was arrested for a felony. My mother took me out, brought me to Amityville. I went to Farmingdale High School, I graduated from there. Went to Farmingdale College, graduated from there. A degree in criminal justice police science. Then after that, I went to Old Westbury to a pre-law program. But after the Million Man March, I got paranoid and withdrew from school. The Million Man March was the greatest spiritual awakening that I ever been a part of. I'll never forget it. But this nation that I grew up in, I'm not as active in it as I used to be. Because, you know, like the young lady said when she read the prayer about when I was young, I thought like I was young. There's a quote from Muhammad Ali. He says, if I think the way I thought 30 years ago, I didn't grow at all. So I thought about that for a long, long time. And I have grown tremendously because I'm not as egotistical as I used to be. Everybody know me in the nation, Supreme Intelligence, God, Allah. But for all general intents and purposes, I have an honorable name that's honorable. My name is Oliver Rivers Jr. That's my father's name. You know, that's cool too. We used to call it a slave name, but I don't. But anyway, this nation of ours is great, right? Because I learned a lot from a lot of people, and some people have very misconstrued ideas about us. First of all, we're not anti-white, nor are we pro-black. I understand that with all the political and climate that's going on, there's a lot of talk about racism and all this and all that, and it's live and it's well, don't get me wrong, but we're not going out hanging anybody, you know what I mean? We don't, you know, I believe, like I said the last time I spoke at Huntington High, to teach the black to hate the white is like teaching the dark to hate the light. And, you know, mental health. In order to stay mentally sound, it's very important for us to eat right? And it's so hard to eat right in today's day and time because most of our food is contaminated with GMOs. They changed the name of GMOs to genetically modified organisms. And all about food. Oh, wow. Peace to the garden bar. Like I was saying, it's very, very important for us to pay attention to the things that we're putting in our body. Because the work that I do, I work doing medical transportation. And one day, I picked up a guy. He was going to the airport. I didn't know who he was, right? He said, could we stop by the 7-Eleven so I could buy you a cup of coffee? I said, no, sir. I'm trying to slow down on sugar and coffee because I'm pre-diabetic and I don't want to shoot needles for the rest of my life. So he told me, he laughed, and he told me, I got to tell you something when I get back. He came back, he gave me a bottle of water. He said, I'm gonna tell you something. He said, I ain't gonna tell you my name, but I'll tell you my background. He said, I got a PhD in pharmacology. He said to me, if you're waiting for a cure for your diabetes, you're gonna be waiting for a long, long time. Because there's no cure, there's no profit in the cure. The medical model that's set up in this country is profit driven, right? And the medical model is about treatment and management of disease. Because he told me, if I gave you a pill and it cured your diabetes, you know what would happen? I said, what? He said, you would come back to the doctor's office. Doctor can't bill your insurance company. I can't sell you a pill. So then he told me, he said, do you know who the AMA is? I said, sure. I said, in the military, I was a combat emergency medical technician. The AMA is American Medical Association. So he said, the AMA and the FDA, they in cahoots. I said, in cahoots? What do you mean? He said, they're in it together. I said, what do you mean they're in it together? He said, if people aren't getting sick, who are you going to give the pills to?
That's right. How they gonna make money?
So then he told me, he said, you know about the pipeline from prisons to school, from schools to prisons? I said, yeah, I heard and I've studied about it extensively at Farmingdale College. So he said, but what you haven't heard about is the pipeline from the supermarket to the doctor's office. So he said, let's take a virtual walk through the supermarket. He said, where's the healthiest part of the supermarket supposed to be? Produce, right? So he said, let's start there. So if you go to the produce department and you pick up a piece of fruit, there's a barcode on all of the fruit, right? Most of the fruit, if the barcode starts with 4, that means it's conventionally grown. Conventionally grown means grown in pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides. And sometimes it's so much of this toxic chemical stuff. I had to watch my language. There's so much toxic stuff in this. It could be squeezed and resprayed on vegetables. So then there's another barcode, 8. Remember when you was young, you could only buy fruit when it was only in season? Now you could buy it all year round. Because that 8 on the barcode, those are GMO fruits. Most fruits are seedless, right? And if it's seedless, that usually means it's grown in a laboratory, right?
That's right.
But now the fruit that's good for you starts with the barcode 9. That's organic. But it costs so much. So most people, what you say? You got a Rolls Royce appetite for the Volkswagen?
Yeah, Rolls Royce appetite.
So most people will grab what's cheaper.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And the organic fruit don't last as long. So then the guy said, take a walk through the rest of the supermarket. Mostly everything is ultra processed, right? Everything is filled with salt and sugar. You know what I mean? So when you consume salt and sugar for long periods of time and you get my age, you go to the doctor and you get blood work and they say, yo, you know what, Mr. Rivers? Your A1C is 6.1. We're going to put you on this metformin. That's what they did to me without telling me to try diet and exercise first. I didn't know about it until I called him on the phone. Say, yo, the doctor called me and said, hey, you're 6.1. I put this metformin and I took the metformin. I was defecating all over myself. I called up Prince. I'm like, yo, he was like, yo, they didn't tell you about diet? I was like, nah. So what I did was I joined a health group on social media and I started walking every day, 30 minutes, no white potatoes, no white bread. I lost some weight and I got my A1C down. I went to the doctor. I said, yeah, I couldn't take that poison. It was making me defecate. She said, well, why didn't you call me? I would have put you on something else. And I said to myself, that's why I didn't call you. Right. She was going to put me on something else. So, I'm scared of these doctors, but I'm getting old. I have to see them. But anyway, mental health. I don't mean to monopolize and take up too much time. But yeah, so like it's very important to be conscious of what you're eating. It's very important to strive to change your diet. It's hard for me, I'm sure it's hard for you, it's hard for us all, but it's important because if we don't, eventually, we're gonna go get a physical, and they're gonna say your cholesterol is high, your A1C is this, you know, all kinds